Hey guys, welcome to day 8. Today I'm going to discuss another new topic, which is words don't come to my mind when I speak English, or I forget words while speaking English. This is a very common problem, right? Lot of us has witnessed this. Even today, till date, at times I witness this. Okay, so it happens to all of us. It's just that how easily or how well we are able to cover that up or fix that. Okay, it's not about, if you know the whole dictionary or you know the entire vocabulary and you will not be able to make this mistake. No, it's not that. Even if a lakh, 1 lakh, or 1 million new words, but it's just that every single word is not active in your brain. Okay, so there's some inactive vocabulary and there is an active vocabulary, right? Inactive or passive vocabulary is something which you have read, word you have read, you understood the meaning then and there, and then but you have not practiced that, right? And you have not spoken that word again. So that is in your head, you have heard about it, you have read it, but you have never spoken that word, right? So you don't know how to use that word. So that is a passive vocabulary. Okay, an active vocabulary is something which is, you know a word, you have come across this word, you know the meaning, you have used it in sentence, and you are using it regularly. Okay, so it's like, we use very few words, right? In a spoken English, it's not like every time we use advanced vocabulary. There are limited words which are used repeatedly. Okay, so that is why we say that if you practice more and more, if you take words and you start making sentences and start practicing 2 or 3 sentences every single day, it will be there in your brain, it will be there in your head, and it will be easier for you to remember that word, because since you have made a sentence on your own and you have spoken about it, and you kind of repeat it every single day or after 2 days or 3 days, so it will be there in your brain. So that will be your active vocabulary. Okay, so this is about active and passive vocabulary. So whichever vocabulary is active in your brain, it will help you to speak immediately, right? And but at times, it so happens that you're saying something and then suddenly you get stuck because you don't get that word, exact word which you want to express that feeling, right? It happens to me also. It happens to many of us. Okay, so guys, today I'm going to talk about how to fix this problem. So I've come up with 5 interesting solutions to this, and I am sure you will enjoy this session. So guys, welcome back. I'm your communications coach and a soft skill trainer by profession, and I'm here to solve all your communications problem. And guys, this is a 30 days challenge series wherein every single day I come up with a new topic and I speak on it. There are 2 advantages to this. One is you can listen to me carefully. The second is you can take your time, understand my lesson or session, and then you can just start speaking on your own on the same topic. Okay, this will help you in your spoken English. This will help you in your understanding English better, and it will help you in becoming more confident and more fluent as well. Okay, and guys, it's not necessary that you follow every single day. If you have not followed day 1, day 2, day 3, it's okay. You can start from day 7th or day 8th as well. Okay, so every single day it's a new topic. So you can do that, and then maybe later whenever you get time, you can just have a look at other topics as well. Okay, so let's get started. One more thing, if you haven't subscribed my channel, please subscribe my channel, give me a thumbs up if you like my video, and do share with your friends and family. Okay, let's get started. So we'll start from number 5. Number 5 is use related words. Okay, now for example, we will take this word called elaborate. Okay, So suppose you are saying a sentence like, can you please elaborate on this? If you're asking somebody and suddenly you forgot that word elaborate. So what you can do? You can say, can you please speak a little bit more on this? Okay. Or you can say, can you please speak more clearly on this? Okay. So these are the words which we can use, related words, just to convey the meaning. Okay, so that the other person understands what you're trying to say. Okay, so if you are saying, can you please speak a bit more on this? The person knows, okay, I have to elaborate on this, or I have to speak more on this. Okay, which is similar, okay, which conveys the similar meaning. So this is how we can use missing words. So this is how we can use related words to make sense to a sentence and to convey a message. Okay. Now the other thing is, there are words which go together. For example, we say salt and pepper. So if you're talking to somebody and then you say like, you know this, I think I want to have some salt, and the other one will immediately say pepper. Okay, so just look for those words which are used in pairs to express yourself here. Okay, so this also can be handy for you. Okay, and the other thing which I would suggest is, whenever you learn a word, you go for the synonyms. Okay, so related words and synonyms are different, a bit different, because similar words are not only the synonyms of the word, but yes, of course, it is used to make sense and make the sentence to communicate the message. So whenever you find a new word, you can start using looking for synonyms and start making sentences out of it. That is how you, for one word, you will get a lot of other words also, so that one word, if you forget, you can always replace it with another word. Now what are synonyms? Synonyms are words which have the similar meaning. Synonyms are basically substitute words. Okay, if there is a word elaborate, what word we can substitute by it is the synonym of elaborate. Okay, so you can always look for synonyms and write it down, those synonyms also of the particular word, so that whenever you speak a sentence, you will not fall short of words. You can immediately replace it with another, a synonym or a similar word for that matter. Okay, so this is the first one, or this is the fifth one. Number 4 is jump around the missing words. Now what does that mean? So what we can do here is, if we forget a word, what we can do is, we can think a word which exactly means the opposite and we can add not to it. Okay, for example, if we take a word boring or monotonous for that matter. So if you're saying something like, this job is very monotonous, and if we forget the word monotonous, what we can say? This job is not so interesting. Okay, or this job is not great. This is how we can communicate, right? So that the other person understands what you want to say. Okay, so this is also a very good way of replacing a missing word which you have forgotten. When you're speaking, while you're speaking, if that word is not coming to your mind, you know what idea, what what you want to convey, right? You know what kind of word you had thought about it. It's just that exact word you don't know. So you can just replace it with exact opposite and add not to it, so it will convey your idea. Isn't it easy? Guys, try it out. Trust me, it's really great to practice. The other advantage of using this is, when you want to be a little polite, you don't want to be harsh or rude, you can use not. Okay, for example, in your office, if you have been given a task and you don't enjoy doing that, so what you can say, this task is not great, or this task is not interesting. Okay, so instead of saying this task is very boring or this task is monotonous, you can always say this task is not interesting or this task is not great. Okay, so it doesn't give a very rude or a harsh opinion. It kind of softens the, or it is more of a polite expression which is used in offices or your workplace, at your workplace, which you can use. And this will make you speak diplomatically as well. Okay, coming to number 3, give the big idea first. What does that mean? You don't have to get into the specifics of that word which you have forgotten. You just give a general idea about it, like what you wanted to convey or what you want to convey. Okay, what it does, it prepares your listener to suggest you. Okay, for example, if I say I want a thing or a tool which is used for cutting paper or it cuts clothes as well. Did you get it? Yes, it's a scissor. Okay, so whenever you miss out in a word, what you can do is don't get into the specific word or specifics of it, like what it is used for or why you were using that. Just give a general idea of what it does. Okay, if it is a tool, if it is a shape, if it is, any material or anything, whichever, can describe that word, you put forward your thought. Like as I said in the case of scissor, like a tool or a thing which is used for cutting paper and it can cut clothes as well. You know what it is? It's a scissor, right? So this is another interesting way of coming up with the missing word. And here your audience is also prepared, the person who is listening to you, and he can respond back and give that word to you, and then you can speak it. Okay, isn't it interesting? Another example I'm going to give you. Guys, can you please help me with that word in English which, wherein we use a hand movement and we greet people? Yes, hi or hello. You know it, right? So this is the way you can prepare your audience and you can ask them, okay, about that missing word which you have forgotten. Okay, so you give a general idea of what you want to say, and then the audience will help you or the person will help you to give the answer. So you can learn words which describes things. It will be easier for you to describe that thing to people. Okay, I'll give an exercise also. What you can do is look around yourself and see how many things you can describe. Okay, so when you get into this habit of describing, it will be easier. When you forget a word, it will be easier for you to come up with this, that you can describe that thing so that people can help you or the listener can help you with the word. Okay, at number 2 is use body language. Yes guys, many of us have heard that using a lot of your hands and hand movements and your face movements and everything is a no, right? People get distracted, it's very uneducational or it's not preferable. Guys, no. The best part of communicating is if you can communicate with your hands, if your facial expressions, with your body movement. It is that extra thing or extra gesture which helps people to understand more than what you communicate, right? If you're saying something, if you're trying to say a good news or if you're trying to convey a good news with a happy face and your body language shows that you're so excited, that conveys that how happy you are, right? More than what you are what you are saying. Okay, so that is why body language and expressions are really preferred to communicate. Combine in gesture and your language to fill in the gap which is there in your speaking. And forgetting is part of human brain. We all forget, so you don't have to worry on that. It's just that you have to fix that problem. Try to fill in something with something. You have to fill in, Either with your expressions you can fill that, or with, you can fill it up with similar words, or you can fill it up with something which you can describe and ask the audience in return to, so that they tell you the word. Okay, so these are the ways. Coming to the first one is, now this is very interesting, guys. You can always use general plus for. Now what general plus for format is? General means a general word. Okay, you can use a general word and add for in it, and it will convey the same meaning which you want to convey or you are trying to explain to somebody. Okay, for example, so what you can do is you can use that word and add for and come up with a small description about it. Description or a short simple explanation about it. For example, if we are talking about a mall, okay, and suppose we forget what it is said, right? Mall or a complex is said. So what we can say is a place for shopping. Can you help me with a place for shopping? Can you please help me with a place for shopping branded clothes? Okay, for that matter. So this is how you can describe that place. So this is what general plus for. And here in this case, 99% of people will understand what you're trying to ask or what you're trying to convey. For example, we can take another example like, can you please help me with a place for eating? What is it? A restaurant, right? So see, so if you go and ask somebody, can you please help me with a place for eating? They'll tell you about a restaurant. Oh yeah, you can just go straight and take a right. There is a restaurant, you can eat there. This is how we can replace that word and communicate with people without going blank or without sort of falling short of words. Now I'll give you an example. The first one, the first statement is, I was looking for a, what it is called? I just forgot. Wait, I know. I will help you. I will tell you. Um, I just remembered that word. I just forgot. Okay, give me a minute. I'll just check the dictionary, or I'll check my mobile for that matter. Yeah, I'm looking for a stapler. Okay, so this is one sentence. Second sentence, how we can say is, I was looking for well, a thing which is used to connect papers. Do you know what it is? Stapler. So which one is better? The first one where you take a lot of gap and you're trying to recall, and then you're trying to take up a dictionary or your phone and just trying to search for that word. Yeah, the person who is standing in front of you listening to you, that person will also lose confidence and lose patience and will go away, right? So in spite of that, if you are saying that, if you can help me out with something which is used to connect papers, okay, then immediately that person can understand, okay, the person is talking about a stapler, right? So this is how it is always better to replace the word which you have forgotten by any means. I have told you 5 tricks, or I have told you 5 techniques how you can replace that word. You better follow this and start practicing it, guys. Once you start practicing this, you will get a hang of it, and it's very simple exercises. You can always do it. You can come up with, as I told you, there is an exercise. Take a look around yourself and start describing things, or whichever word you forgot, start using these methods to speak, okay, about that word. I am very sure that it's going to help you, and it will better your communication as well. It will help you with the confidence, it will help you with the fluency as well. And one thing which I am going to tell you is, you always have to remember that people don't care how many words you know. It's just that they are looking forward to understand your idea and they're looking forward to you to communicate better with them so that they understand you. It's just that they're not looking for great or advanced vocabularies and good heavy words. No, they're just looking for an information or a communication or an idea which you want to convey. It's just that. Okay. And of course, vocabulary is something which you have to improve on, and it's not a day's task, right? Like, if you take like 1 year or 1 month, I'm going to master all the vocabulary. It's not like that. The more you use, the more you practice, the more you understand, and the more vocabulary, active vocabulary, comes to your head or is in your head. So that is how you practice more and more vocabulary, and you learn more and more vocabulary. So it is a process. So don't just sit and start learning or start reading the dictionary and memorizing the vocabulary or words. Don't do that. It is a process. It will take time. Whenever you get across a new word, understand the meaning, get their synonyms, try to make sentences out of it, try to speak them also. Try to speak in your daily life as well. The more you do these exercises, the more you will be able to speak up with those words, and the more vocabulary you will be able to recall. So, guys, keep practicing, keep speaking, and keep communicating. Bye bye.